Peace family, how you doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I am the owner of A Way of Life and I am your astrology coach. Today, I will be doing the weekly astrology for August 21st to the 29th. So we'll start the week off right where we left off last week with the moon in Cancer. Which is a very nurturing, family-oriented sign, maybe even a bit recluse, like, wanting to be in the house and not really wanting to go out or anything like that. Also, we have the new moon happening on Saturday of this week, which is a big deal. The new moon will be in Virgo, and I'll be doing a bigger video on that, going deeper into what that's going to be like. So you want to make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell if you haven't already, family, so that you can be notified when all that information comes out. Also, already starting to work on the Gemini, Mars moving into Gemini, which happened on Saturday, which was last week that I talked about. And I should have that out probably well before you guys get this video, but that's a pretty big deal. I'm working on horoscopes and all the different aspects that it'll hit while it's in this transit. Yeah, man, it's pretty interesting times coming up here. We'll start to advertise for the eclipse season as well. So you already know that's my specialty. If you're looking for a life path reading, if you're struggling with what you're doing right now, getting organized in what you should be doing right now, if you have any blocks around what you feel like you should be doing right now, you definitely want to get a eclipse reading to figure out what that is for you. You'll need your date of birth, time of birth, and location of birth to do that. And I'll send you a video that you'll have forever to watch. You can go back and watch that video as long as I have a YouTube page. Yeah. It's going to get real interesting, y'all. It's going to get real interesting. But I think it's in a good way. I don't think it's bad. I mean, we're obviously going to have our ups and downs. That's never going to change. But for the most part, I think it's going to be an interesting time for sure. All right. So Monday, Mercury will be in harmony with Pluto. I like this. Pluto's in Capricorn. Mercury is in Leo? No, Virgo at this time. It might even have moved into Libra at this point. But this is really good for learning something about the occult, astrology, numerology, esoteric topics, psychology, research, being a detective, any of those topics, that if you're doing any of those things, this is great energy for that time. Even if you're getting a reading or getting counseling, anything around that as well are really good themes. You'll get a lot of support around these themes at this time. And then the moon in Cancer is very nurturing, reflective, sensitive. It can be moody on the lower vibration. This is my Elmira. Is it Elmira or Elvira? I can't remember her name, but you guys remember the Looney Tunes? On the lower vibration, my This is my Elmira placement where she's like, I want to love you and hug you and hold you and squeeze you forever and ever. This is somebody who's just really super caring and can be super needy, clingy, and things of that nature on the lower vibration of a Cancer moon energy. And then the moon will be in tension with Jupiter, which is in Aries. So this is, to me, right off the bat, when I see this placement, this is somebody who might want some time alone to themselves. It could be a significant other, since we're talking about Jupiter and somebody's taking this a little personal. This is somebody who's doing the Elmira, and it's just like it's too much for the other person. You're doing too much. You need to just go sit down and relax. Or this is like inflated expectations around family, or what your family should be like, or kind of getting caught up in that idea of the perfect family when there really is no such a thing. People fight, people don't get along, and there are some moments that aren't always pretty. And I don't even think this needs to be a level of where we always have to be trying to like figure out what the hell the problem is. It just is, right? It's just acknowledging that that is a thing. And I think a Jupiter square the moon in Cancer can struggle with that belief that that's a real thing, that everybody should get along and be happy and whatever. But the unfortunate part of that is, all too often than not, is that it's just not a thing. Right. And then Tuesday, the sun moves into Virgo, which is okay, yeah, no. The sun moves into Virgo, and Virgos rules the sixth house. This is about work, your daily routines at work, how organized you are at work. This is my feng shui placement. Somebody who's kind of got some OCD about having things in the right place for the right reasons. This is health. This could be your daily health regimen. This could also be like your hygiene and your daily hygiene, your regular hygiene of like taking care of yourself in that way too, and like your daily vitamins and those things too. This doesn't just have to be about like eating healthy and better, and you know what I mean? It's like the daily things that you do to take care of yourself, if at all that you have those things. What are they? And pets. I feel like that's always, doctor's appointments too. This is definitely could be your regular checkups. It could be a time for that. Especially with kids going back to school, that could have been something that needs to be taken care of, or that you might have to have. And then pets, yeah. Yeah. And then the moon, still in Cancer, is in harmony with Uranus. And this is definitely about trying to do something different and exciting, breaking up any old stagnant energy when it comes to being with your family, or home and family life in general. Definitely with your kids for sure. It could simply just be that I don't know why when I was thinking about this that I was thinking, because Uranus rules online, that school might be online. I seen an article yesterday. I happened to be scrolling on Google, and I seen an article here in Boston. I don't know if it's like this anywhere else. I'd be interested in hearing other people's stories that Boston public schools were scrambling to find, I think it said 1,000. It was either 100 or 1,000 plus employees before school starts. I just seen that article pop up like a few days ago. I mean, I didn't bother to look at the date or anything like that, so I don't know how long this has been going on or whatever. But I just found that very interesting that that's something that's happening now at this time with, the grand fixed cross that we had. And, thinking about what Uranus means on a grand scale, that it's changing something that has been stuck and stagnant and kept us kind of imprisoned, or, you know what I mean? If you've been listening to me for a while, you know what I'm talking about, right? This very Saturnized way of living. And that's kind of been holding us back from evolving as a family unit, right? And so I found it very interesting that now all these things are kind of showing up. And then we have this Uranus activation here. I was thinking that I talked about this a while ago, that school should be online. Now, we've had this awakening since 2020 now, where things were kind of shut down and blah, 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 blah. And they've kind of come up with these really cool, intriguing ways to do business now through Zoom. And why couldn't it stay like that? Like, why was everybody so gung-ho about rushing back to go back home, to go back to work, I mean, instead of working from home, and you know what I mean? And so with all these retrogrades coming up, I'm wondering if school is going to become online now, because they can't even get people to work, or maybe that's what they're arguing. Like, why do we have to go to work? So it'll be really, 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 really interesting to see. Maybe something will come up about that over the next couple of weeks ago, because we're still, like, the date that I'm doing this is a week early. So we haven't even had the full moon in Aquarius yet. And so I'm wondering if that full moon will start to hear a lot of what's going to come up for the next few months and into eclipse season. Yeah. And then the moon will be in harmony with Neptune, which is very charitable, compassionate contributions. Or this can be the inspiration to be more imaginative and creative. Definitely really good energy for creative people. For sure, here. Okay. And then Wednesday, Uranus goes retrograde until January 22nd. Now, I did horoscopes for this on here on my YouTube channel, and they're time stamped. So if you haven't checked out that video already, I would make sure you're checking your sun, moon, and rising sign, so that you could get a full story of what's going on. And also, if you don't know what your sun, moon, and rising sign is, you can go on my website to get a chart to see what that is. And if you still don't feel comfortable enough doing so, I will do that for you for free. You need your date of birth, time of birth, and location of birth to get that information, okay? And you can just send me an email at info@awayoflife.net. Okay. Now, typically, Uranus, we don't feel whenever Uranus goes retrograde because it's a outer planet. It's actually a generational planet. It's the same difference. And so because of that, it's typically based off of, over time, whatever happens in the collective, then that's what energy you take on in your Uranus area of life. But because Uranus has been so activated over the last month and a half now, I am willing to bet with this full moon being ruled by Uranus that's coming up, that this is just it's activated. And every time Uranus gets hit, it doesn't matter what other planet, it's going to reactivate that storyline. So that conjunction that we had, even all the way back to the Capricorn full moon, I'm willing to bet all those themes from up until that point onward will just be continuously playing out that storyline. This can be anxious, unpredictable energy. That's just something that Uranus rules. But specifically in your whatever area of life this will be in for you, where you'll be revisiting, revising, rethinking all of what I just said over this period of time that Uranus is in retrograde. And then the moon moves into Leo, and the moon will be in harmony with Mars. So again, even with the Leo new moon, that was a part of this conjunction energy. It's just really, it's really just an activation of everything I've been talking about over the last month and a half. Seriously. But this could be motivated to act on understanding that Uranus conjunction and what has come up for you. And then the moon will be in harmony with Jupiter. I don't know why when I originally seen this, because the moon's still in Cancer, right? I have to check to make sure I'm not tripping. Yeah. Oh no, just Leo. Even still, this was like a, people who take something to go on a travel trip. It's just so serene and like peaceful, easy going. That's how I seen the moon in harmony with Jupiter. It's like peaceful travels, because Jupiter rules travel. And this energy will continue well into Thursday, along with the new moon. And oh no, not yet. Well into Thursday. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to say. I think it's because I'm doing a transit of Venus and Leo. That's why my brain is picking up on. Oh, this is what happens when you do so much work, and everything just starts like crashing together, and it's all the same. And you're like, nope, wait, never mind, forget it. All right. And then Thursday, the moon still in Leo is in alignment with Venus in Leo. This is a strong desire to connect with friends, loved ones, lovers. Very creative energy here, or you're creating a child's, or you're enjoying doing creative things with the children. This could literally be just taking your kids out to a trip or an amusement park, or I don't know, whatever kids do for fun. Hell if I know. Anything like that. Or just you and your lover attending an event, date night, right? Because we're talking about Leo here. Or this could also be friends and going out with your friends and just having a really good time. This is somebody who really, really, really knows how to have a good time. I'm trying to make sure I'm not going to repeat myself, guys, because like this is somebody who goes out to parties. Oh, yeah, I do see it. Yeah. And so this energy continues well into Friday. There are no other aspects on Thursday. And then the moon will go void for a good period of time up until about 5:25 p.m. And then it'll move into Virgo. And then Venus activates Uranus. So again, this is excitement in relationships, entertainment, partying, unexpected infatuation. Oh, there goes Elmira again. Yeah. Anytime we're talking about the lower expression of the sun in Leo, I'm trying not to say much because I know I'm getting ready to do a live on this on IG. That's why I keep stumbling over my words, because I'm like, am I tapping into that energy? And I think I am a little bit, because Venus is going to move into Leo. And on the same day of the the full moon, which is well before this date, by the way. Oh, and this could be like somebody who falls in love with somebody who's very, very pretty, a model like type energy, or somebody who enjoys having a good time and knows how to laugh. And, it's just that girl, she's just that girl. But on the inside, she's really struggling. You'll later find out that she's a drug addict or bulimic, or she has some psychological issues, or she struggles. It's all the stories, or behind the scenes stories you hear about Hollywood, right? That emptiness. It doesn't matter how pretty they are; they're struggling with things, and this is kind of for sure that energy where you can bump into somebody who's like, this is it. This is the perfect person for me. And that's the lower expression of this, right? Especially with Uranus, it's a shock. It comes out of nowhere. It's a one-night stand. It's love at first sight. Literally, until you see them behind the scenes, or you wake up the next morning and realize, she's sniffing coke in the bathroom. It doesn't have to be a she, it could be a guy. I'm just giving you an example, and it's like sad. That's sad. But obviously not a relationship that most people would probably continue doing. Um, yeah. Oops. All right. So, um, going back to the Virgo energy, the sun in Virgo is in tension with Mars and Gemini. This could be irritable anger, frustration, annoyed, impatience when it comes to mercurial ruled things, incorporating both Virgo and Gemini together. And that's with Virgo, it's probably more dominant here because it's Virgo season. But we're talking about work, work duties, being of service, so the service industry. Um, it could be health appointments. I know I certainly have, especially with all these freaking changes now. Going to the doctor's office is literally like a movie. You know the movies how they show where everything turned digital already and how freaking annoying it is to talk to a computer. It's like it was like that. It's extra long and obnoxious for no reason. People are arguing and fighting. And then because it's doing business, it's like a third party. I can go into so much detail right now, but the annoyances that could come up at this time with this energy, it's not even funny. But the bottom line is that people are going to fucking piss you off. Wherever you got to go to get services, just expect to be annoyed. Expect there to be delays, disruptions. Okay, this could be with car dealers, mechanics, your car in general, siblings, neighbors. Um, yeah. Okay. Just a lot going on there. Um, yes, work, traffic. Oh my God. I'm not ready for this energy. But on the flip side of that, doing something active and taking that frustration and putting it into learning something, studying something, or when you go out, make sure you have your headsets. Just be prepared to be annoyed, right? And have a plan on how you plan on blocking that out. Play the video game on your phone, a game that helps your mind, stay off of what's going on. Any kind of distraction in that way would be helpful. Or sex. Sex. This is some really interesting sex. Okay. And then Saturday is the new moon in Virgo. And we'll carry all of what I just said for the next 2 weeks. That's what we're going to be dealing with. Yay. I mean, it's not that bad. I'm being dramatic. But yeah, people being impatient, stressful with any kind of work things, fixing things. This could even be like home repairs and stuff like that, like your vacuum cleaner, your microwave, things of that nature, devices. Oh man, I don't want to talk about this no more. on the world stage, this could be more things coming up about the war, violence, and the international news. I know there's been a lot of that stuff going on with that. So there could be more developments around that. And then Sunday, the moon will be in opposition with Neptune. So Sun in Virgo and Neptune in Pisces. This is, I feel like energetically though, the two elements, whatever this is, it can't be that freaking bad. It might be more emotional than necessary. But at the very least, this is causing confusion with every freaking thing that you're working on and try to figure out. And that's going to be freaking annoying. And then Venus will be opposite Saturn. Venus and Leo, yeah, Saturn and Aquarius. This is definitely going to test relationships. I mean, at the very least, because it is Aquarius and there's a lot of Uranus activation, even though there's tension here, or an opposition rather. Oppositions usually tend to mean it has something to do with the person you're in a relationship with, but it could genuinely be all relationships because it's Venus. But I definitely don't want to discount the fact that there could be anger, fighting, irritability. But at the very least, because we are talking about Uranus here, ruling Aquarius, which is where Saturn is, it wants us to get, it's Saturn shows you where the cracks are in your foundation, right? And so it's awareness. Yes, it's coming by way of some drama, but it's going to bring up the awareness to the fact that, okay, in your relationship, you really have some work to do, right? Or on the opposite end of that, you're coming to the realization that this relationship isn't really for you, and this could lead to breakups or you letting go of people, places, and things that don't align with you and where you're going and what you're learning or have been learning about yourself to go on to this new journey. And I even think that theme is going to be carried out heavily throughout this next whole fall season, if you will, because we have eclipse season and the eclipse south node is in Scorpio. And Scorpio literally is a detox. It's like a massive freaking detox in an eclipse, and the south node at that. So keep that in mind. Try to be cordial and listen to what everybody has to say before you make any major decisions, because this is very fated energy. You might not get a second chance, you know. Take it one day at a time. Don't try to answer all the questions in one day. You got a whole season to do this, right? What is that? What are we in? August, September, October, November, December. You got 4 months. 4 months. So, you know, one day at a time. All right, family, as usual, I hope you found this information helpful. I love and appreciate you.